Donizetti's Lucia di l'Amore. In Tel Aviv, you further demonstrated your amazing talents by singing 12 roles over 280 performances. In 1965, you came to New York and performed as Pinkerton in Puccini's Madame Butterfly with the New York City Opera. 3 years later, you made your official debut with the Metropolitan Opera. Since then, you've achieved the singular honor of opening the season there 21 times, surpassing the previous record held by Enrico Caruso. And you've sung in virtually every important opera house in the world. In 1996, you assumed the role of artistic director of the Washington National Opera and general director from 2003 to 2011. In 2000, you became artistic director of the Los Angeles Opera and became its general director in 2003. In recognition of your talent, you have earned multiple honors. Highlights include 9 Grammy Awards, 3 Latin Grammy Awards, numerous honorary doctorates, and designation as an honorary Knight Commander of the Order of the British Empire. These achievements alone are worth honoring and celebrating. But for you, Maestro, music hasn't been just an end. It's also been a means to improving the lives of those most in need around the world. Following a personally devastating earthquake in Mexico City in 1985, you put yourself directly in harm's way to help rescue survivors and performed several concerts to benefit victims of the disaster. As one of the 3 tenors, you joined Jose Carreras and Luciano Pavarotti in a concert originally envisioned as a single event to raise money for the Jose Carreras International Leukemia Foundation. As we all know, eventually you graced us with several repeat performances following that concert. Soon after the September 11 terror attacks, you performed at a service for victims in Yankee Stadium in New York. More recently, you directly supported the relief efforts following the nuclear disaster in Japan, donating significant financial resources, and more importantly, performing there for the benefit of relief efforts. It's worth noting this point. When most other artists at the time avoided performing in Japan because of radiation fears, you went. You've seen the need, you've helped, and you've made a significant impact. Finally, we honor your dedication to Chapman University and the Musco Center for the Arts. You've been with us, supporting this project from the start, Maestro. From groundbreaking through construction and an unforgettable performance at Musco Center's grand opening, at which Chapman announced its naming of the Grand Curtain in your honor, you have proven to be a most special friend and colleague. You inspire us today, and you will continue to do so. President Strupa, it is my privilege to present this candidate for the honorary degree of Doctor of Arts, honoris causa, Maestro Placido Domingo.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Chapman University, I hereby confer upon you, Placido Domingo, the degree of Doctor of Arts, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto pertaining. Congratulations.
It's very emotional passing through so many years of wonderful, wonderful happenings in the world of music, the world of art, and living a full life dedicated to music, thanks to the support of all my dear family, which they allow me to go around the world and perhaps not being every day the father or the grandfather living at home, but really being with them in every moment. Thank you, President Struppa. Thank you, Provost Pfeiffer, Dean Ongaro, the board, and everyone at Chapman University for bestowing on me an honorary Doctor of the Arts. This is such a tremendous honor from a university that I hold in the highest esteem. I also want to thank Bill Hall, founding Dean and Artistic Director of the Performing Arts, for putting another beautiful program together. It is wonderful to see Chapman alum and former LA Opera young artist Ben Bliss participating. Under Bill's leadership, Chapman has given the opera world many of its great artists. We just heard very young one. I am very pleased to be here today in this beautiful building, the Maribel and Sebastian Musco Center for the Arts. It is very special for me to be here again with all of you, with so many of my friends from Chapman University and Los Angeles Opera. Seeing so many students, faculty, and young artists here fills me with joy. And I'm grateful to see LA Opera's chairman, Mark Stern, and his wife, Eva, here, as well as LA Opera's president and CEO, Christopher Kirsch. I want to take a moment to especially thank my dear friends, Maribel and Paul Musco, for all they have done for the performing arts and opera, especially also to my beloved LA Opera. They, with the generous help of others, have made this gorgeous center possible. In fact, I know personally that Maribel handpicked many of the materials that make this such a beautiful center. Maribel and Paul, you are an inspiration to me, great friends, and you are an inspiration to all of us who love the arts. And I'm so grateful for your friendship. Thank you very much. But we are celebrating today also the first anniversary of the opening of the Musco Center for the Arts. Almost to the day, a year ago, we were here doing the very first performance, the inauguration. A few months before, I had the pleasure to sing for the very first time in the auditorium when it was not even, there were not seats yet, you know. It was just on the stage, and I was very, very proud to sing for the very first time here. So yes, it was just over a year ago that we helped to dedicate this beautiful building. I was delighted to be part of the opening ceremonies, and it was a most memorable and beautiful gala evening. And I'm still deeply moved that the curtain in this beautiful theater was named in my honor. And now there is a likeness of me, a bronze bust that joins so many important figures represented on campus. I want to thank my close friend Robert Day for helping to make this possible. Opera, as I said before, is my life, and I am so fortunate to have been part of it for so many, many years. I want to thank, first of all, my parents, because my parents, they give me, just we human beings, we owe the life to our parents, but I owe to them the life, physical life, and the artistic life, because they were singers of the zarzuela repertoire, which is the Spanish music, and they, since I was very little, they show me what is this, the theater. I want to thank especially to my wife, Marta, which is not here with us today because we are doing the Tales of Hoffman in Los Angeles now, and we have had some difficulties with changes of cast because people has been, getting the call. So what can you do, And there are many things and they have to be done now in Los Angeles. But I mean, she has really been 55 years almost at my side. And we start our life together, and if I love music and opera, perhaps Marta loves it even more. I want to tell you how much she has been dedicated and has really built my career day after day. My family, extraordinary family, which is, it has been just 5 months by a great, great daughter. So I'm very proud to arrive to that. And I have to say that everybody is traveling or is busy, but I have here also one of my granddaughters, Victoria. Victoria is preparing herself also to be probably a singer, a composer for songs. So she's continuing the generation of artists like many others of my grandchildren, I think they will be. So this is wonderful. Well, I really want to be sure that future generations, my grandchildren, and your grandchildren will have the opportunity to hear classical music and be transported by the power of opera. I also want to be sure that talented young singers are discovered and that they are trained and mentored to become the great stars they are meant to be. These goals are dear to my heart, and I know they are central to the mission of the Musco Center and Chapman University. You bring the finest artists here to Orange County for the students and community to enjoy it. You are training students to find their voice and achieve all they can in the arts. LA Opera looks forward to further partnering with the Musco Center. So, dear friends, I'm humbled by your generosity, and I treasure the relationship I have with Chapman and with the Musco Center for the Arts, and in particular with Paul and Maribel. Thank you for this tremendous honor. I'm looking forward to see you very soon. Thank you.